Greetings, this is myself Hadline, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Bishop Heber College. I am here with my presentation on the topic sex determination. Sex determination, as everyone is keen to know which sex the baby is or which sex the particular organism is. So today we are going to deal about how sex is determined in the aspect of genetics. So how genetics or how genes play a role in determination of sex. So starting with sex determination, the initial process of sex determination is sexual reproduction, which involves the fusion of two separate gametes, that is male and female, sharing their genetic material in the formation of zygotes. So sex is determined on the basis of the fusion and the transfer of the genetic material. So n number, that is haploid number of gametes, becomes diploid, that is 2n, by the fusion or through the process of sex determination or sexual reproduction. So this process entirely is known as sex determination. So here in this picture, it is clearly given how the fusion occurs through sex chromosomes. As we all know, chromosomes are mainly or broadly classified into somatic chromosomes as well as sex chromosomes. This X chromosome and Y chromosomes are considered to be the sex chromosomes, which plays a main role in the determination of sex. So here in this picture, it is clearly given that how chromosomes determine sex through the sexual reproduction process. So here, if it is a male or an adult male contributes to the production of or transfer of the genetic material through their X and Y chromosome, and an adult female contributes for the transfer of the X chromosomes. So when an X chromosome from a male and an X chromosome from a female joins together, it produces a female or a girl baby in the point of humans. So because it has the combination of double X chromosomes. But in the case if the male transfers Y sperm containing Y chromosome and the female transfers X chromosome, the combination joins together and produces diploid gametes, which is having the combination of X and Y, which is obviously a boy or female baby. So there are few main factors which determine sex in the point of genetics. So I have listed below the four main factors which drives the sex determination process. The first process is the chromosomal mechanism of sex determination, which is major factor for sex determination. And the second process is the genic balance theory or the genic balance mechanisms which determines sex. The third point is the hormonal control of sex determination, which signifies the role of hormones in determining sex. And the final point is environmental control of sex determination, which shows the environmental role in determination of sex. The first point is, as I mentioned, the chromosomal mechanism of sex determination clearly indicates what is the main role of chromosomes in determining sex of the particular individual or the particular next generation, filial generation, F1 generation. So here, first type we are going to clearly see about the XX and XY type. This type is mainly studied in humans and higher orders, which proves that in the same species, if the females have two X chromosomes and males have one X chromosome and a small Y chromosome. So here, when the combination of X and Y chromosomes join together, the individual sex is determined. So here we call it as female homogametic and male heterogametic. As we all know, homo means it is same. So the same X chromosome proves to be the female homogametic, which is present only for females, and males has two different types of chromosome, that is X chromosome and one small Y chromosome, which proves to be heterogametic. Heterogametic identifies that different combination of chromosomes. So here in this picture it is given how males have the chromosome of X and Y and females has XX double X, that is homogametic X chromosome. Other chromosomes such as somatic chromosomes also play role in the other body functions other than the sex chromosomes or allosomes. So this female or male with the combination of XX and XY produces, the female mainly produces eggs of the same type carrying only X chromosome. So females can produce eggs only of the X type, and the males are heterogametic as I mentioned earlier. Males have the combination of X and Y chromosome, hence male produces two types of sperms, that is 50% with the chance of getting X chromosome and 50% with the chance of getting Y chromosome. So here the examples are all mammals including man has this type of XX and XY chromosomal setup which actually determines the sex. So here reptiles and certain other insects also comes under this types of chromosomal mechanism of sex determination. So next is in Drosophila, which is actually the main genetic model for all the genetic studies. So earlier Drosophila was mainly used for previous genetic studies, as we all know. Here in Drosophila, the total number of chromosomes are 8, out of which 6 are autosomes. Autosomes are referred to as the somatic or body chromosomes. So that is common for both male and female. So that 6 count is normal for both male and female, and the other 2 chromosomes are called as the sex chromosome, which is actually determining the sex of the particular individual Drosophila. So here in males it is mainly represented by XY, and females produce ova, which has the Drosophila female produces ova which has the combination of 3A. A is referred to as the autosomes or body chromosomes, and plus X chromosome, which is actually the sex chromosome. And here another combination is of the ova is 3 autosomes plus X chromosome. So 3 plus 3, that is 3 autosomes plus 3 autosomes contribute to 6 chromosomes, that is 6 autosomes, and remaining 2 X chromosomes are added together, so totally 8 chromosomes. And for sperm, that is for male Drosophila, it has the combination of 3 autosomes plus X chromosomes, which is actually the sex chromosome, and 3A, that is 3 autosomes plus Y chromosome, which is another sex chromosome. So either this can combine in this way or this way. So this one together, this set one together and that set one together can combine to form a new individual. So the total count will be 8 chromosomes. A is also referred to as the autosomes or body chromosomes, which play other metabolic roles of the body. In case of humans or man, the total number of chromosomes is 46, that is 23 pairs. We have a setup or split up called, for males it is 44 autosomes plus X and Y chromosome, which together contributes 22 autosomes plus X chromosome and another 22 autosomes plus Y chromosomes. For female, it is 44 autosomes plus X and X chromosome, and finally it is 22 autosomes. It is divided, it is split up into 22 autosome plus X chromosome and 22 autosomes plus another X chromosome. So it is possible to have only X chromosome in female, and in male it is possible to have both X and Y chromosomes. So another different model can be studied for this chromosomal mechanism of sex determination, that is female is heterogametic and male is homogametic. Previously we studied female as homogametic and male as heterogametic, but now we are going to see some animal models which has female as heterogametic and male as homogametic. So female as heterogametic in the sense it is described as females will have 2 sets of chromosome combination and males will have the same set of chromosomal combination. So the example for those is birds, fowls and fish, and also in some amphibians, moths, butterflies. The female sex is heterogametic with 2 different, that is X and Y chromosome. For this reason, in order to avoid confusion, because again if the X and Y chromosome is repeated for the smaller order animals also, there will be a confusion throughout the world. So hence it is changed to Z and W combination of chromosomes. Here females has 2 types of chromosomes, that is Z and W, and males has the same type of Z chromosomes. So females has the chance of producing eggs, that is 50% Z type and 50% W chromosome type, but the male has the combination of producing only Z type sperms. So this is thus hence it is males are known as homogametic and females are known as heterogametic. Next type is XX and X0 type, that is In squash bugs and other bugs, mainly it is observed in squash bugs, it has only 21 chromosomes and the females has 22 chromosomes, which is normal. So all the eggs of the female has the same type of chromosomes, that is X chromosomes, producing, or the split up is 11 plus 11 chromosomes, while sperms are of the combination 50% 11 chromosome and 50% 10 chromosomes. Actually there is a lack of one chromosome there. So the example is grasshopper. So another type of sex determination by chromosomal control is this haplodiploidy mechanism. What is haplodiploidy? So haploid is n number of chromosomes and diploid, as the name indicates 2, it is 2n number of chromosomes. But here it is given as haplodiploidy. So what is haplodiploidy? In hymenopterans, that is ants, bees and wasps, there are certain conditions where this haplodiploidy occurs. So here females are diploid, produced, and they produce eggs by meiosis, but males are haploid, that is it consists of only n number of chromosomes and produce sperm by mitosis. So the cell division also varies here on the basis of the production of number of chromosomes. So they develop, males develop from unfertilized eggs. So the unfertilized means eggs before fertilization or eggs without fertilization. So this eggs without fertilization is known as parthenogenesis. So this parthenogenesis leads to the production of males, which actually is responsible for the chromosomal number and sex. So this is clear in the mechanism of haplodiploidy, mechanism of chromosomal control. So here male has n number of chromosomes and female, that is queen, has 2n number of chromosomes, which is diploid. Here male undergoes haploid, male donates haploid sperm, which is n number, and female also donates haploid eggs, which is again n number. So through meiosis cell division, both joins together and the fertilization occurs and it produces diploid male. So n and n, when it combines together, it is giving 2n, and it is finally leading to sterile female worker, that is 2n number of chromosomes. Here the chromosome number is correct, but the female is sterile. And when the eggs undergo parthenogenesis, that is without fertilization, during mitosis cell division, here the males are drawn, and when this males are drawn, it is n number of chromosome, and this female, which is 2n, is actually of queen type, which feeds exclusively on royal jelly. So this mechanism is known as haplodiploidy, which comes under the chromosomal mechanism of sex determination. Genic balance theory is another. The second factor influencing sex determination is genic balance theory. Genic balance theory is nothing but the balance between the sex chromosomes and the autosomes determines the individual sex which is produced in the next generation. So here this was initially found by Bridges in 1922 in the first model, that is Drosophila. So here according to this theory, the sex of an individual, the individual sex is mainly determined by the balance occurring between the maleness and the balance between the maleness, that is the sex chromosome, and with the body somatic chromosomes, autosomes and allosomes. So this genic balance theory states that sex determining genes are responsible, which is present on the X chromosome, as well as autosomes are responsible for the sex determination. So the male sex determining genes are present on autosomes, that is body chromosomes, and the female sex determining genes are present on the female sex chromosomes, which is X chromosome. So according to this theory, there is a ratio calculation. So the ratio of X chromosomes to autosomes, that is sex chromosomes to autosomes, is the determining factor of sex here in genic balance theory. So if a complete haploid set, haploid means n number of autosomes, body chromosomes, is designated by A, that is it is designed as A, then the ratio is 2A is to X. 2A is the diploid number of autosomes and X is the sex chromosome, will give rise to male, and 2A plus 2A is to 2X, that is 2 autosomes, 2 sets of autosomes, and 2 X chromosomes, that is 2 sex chromosome, determines female. So in this genic balance theory, it clearly indicates that the ratio or the count or the balance present in the genetic system determines sex. The other factors which influences the genic balance theory are this chromosomal non-disjunction. Chromosomal non-disjunction is nothing but the proper separation, the absence of proper separation of chromosome leads to this non-disjunction. So, during cell division, if the proper separation or if the proper split up doesn't occur, that leads to non-disjunction, which actually causes aberration in the number of chromosomes, which affects sex. So, here the failure, it is given as the failure. Failure means normal setup, it is deviating from a normal setup, so hence it is called as a failure in the proper separation. Here what will happen is, in a normal split up during cell division, the chromosomes has to separate in equal numbers, so that it divides into first 1 and 2, and then it should divide into 2, so totally 4 combinations should be there. But here in non-disjunction, the split up during cell division does not occur properly, hence it affects the sex of the individual. This causes gynandromorphs in Drosophila. As we all know, gynandromorphs contains both sexual characters. Here in Drosophila, it is of a significant type. So, in Drosophila, occasionally, not commonly it doesn't happen, but occasionally, often it doesn't occur. Occasionally, due to this particular non-disjunction, there is an aberration in the sex which leads to gynandromorphs production in Drosophila. So, Drosophila, occasionally flies are obtained in which the part of the body exhibits female characters and the other parts exhibit male characters. So, here those kind of flies are known as gynandromorphs. So, this is formed due to misjunction or non-disjunction of chromosomes. Misdivision is also known as the non-disjunction. So, here it starts with the female with 2A plus 2X chromosome, but one of the X chromosome is lost, or if it is damaged during the cell division, with one daughter possessing 2A plus 2X and the other possessing 2A plus X. So, when it is 2A plus X, it automatically turns out to be a male, and when it is 2A plus 2X, it is a female. So, in the same Drosophila, one side will exhibit female character and the other side will exhibit male character, which is known as gynandromorphs. So, this is the picture of the gynandromorph Drosophila, in which one side exhibiting female characters and features of the female Drosophila, and the other side is exhibiting male characters of the Drosophila. So, this is called as gynandromorphs. So, next factor which determines sex is the hormonal mechanism of sex determination. So, this is also an interesting factor in which the hormones are mainly responsible for sex determination. There are many other examples for hormone determination of sex, which includes sex reversal. Sex reversal is an interesting topic in which a scientist who has, this was actually reported in the year 1923 by a crew. He found that he had a farm. In that farm he had a hen which is of a fertile hen which laid eggs normally, and accidentally or suddenly he was astonished to find out that hen lost its ovary due to some improper reactions in its body, and it stopped laying eggs. So, later he was shocked to find that that particular hen produced combs, which is actually of similar to male feature, combs and plumage patterns, that is feather patterns which are similar to male. So, he was shocked to report this, because how come a hen can change to a cock? So, what is responsible for the change of gender in that particular hen, he was finding out. So, he finally reported that that particular male, that is cock, was the father of two particular chickens. So, it produced fertile sperms which were able to fuse during fertilization and which were able to produce chickens with the combination of a hen. So, he was shocked and he found out and he concluded that this sex reversal occurred due to the lost ovary. When the ovary is lost, obviously the female hormones suppressed and the male hormones, which is secreted by the rudimentary gonad which is present in birds, started to secrete male hormones which replaced the character of femaleness, and it started to develop male plumage, which proves sex reversal. So, a hen turning into a cock was shocking. Still, that can happen because of the action of hormones in the mechanism of hormonal determination of sex. So, hormones can play a vital role in determining sex. Next example is free martin. Free martin is also having the impact of hormones in sex determination. So, it was also found by F.R. Lilly in his cattle. He found that one male and the other female, but the male is normal but the female was sterile. Why this happens? Well, because he termed this particular cattle as free martin, and the effect of hormones played main role. So, as the cattle, that is twin, shares the same fetal membranes, as they are fused together, the circulation of blood is common, and he found that male hormones are produced at a later stage, but the female hormones are produced at a later stage, but the male hormones influence the production or the secretion of female hormones and promoted maleness. So, the female which was produced at a later stage was sterile, which could not reproduce, but the male was normal. So, this type of mechanism is known as hormonal control of sex determination. It was given the example was free martin. Next, final example is environmental determination of sex. So, this was initially observed in the marine mollusks, that is Crepidula, that is known as commonly slipper limpet, though they live in stacks. So, on the one above the other it lives, and each limpet begins its individual life as a swimming larva. So, one larva which settles on a solid substrate is developing into a female, and the other larva which comes and settles above it will develop into a male. Later, at a later stage, after particular generations or reactions occur, the larva which is on top secretes certain chemicals which attracts the other larva to come and settle above it. So, the larva which attracts becomes female, and the larva which comes and settles above it will become the male. So, this type of mechanism is environmentally controlled, as wherever it is getting attached to the substrate, that determines the sex of the particular individual. So, next example is Bonellia. Bonellia itself is playing a main role in the environmental control of sex determination. Here, if the larva settles on the proboscis of an adult female, so female paves way for a larva to come and settle on it. So, when the larva which is coming to reside on the particular female's body turns into a male, and the larva which attracts the other individual turns into a female. No, so female will act as a host for the other particular larva to come and settle. Again, when the female is free swimming in water, it becomes female, and when the individual is coming and settling into a proboscis of a particular animal, then it turns into a male. If sometimes due to certain conditions, the half male, developed male will dissociate from the particular proboscis and leads in a special individual life. So, that males will become sterile. So, this is another mechanism of environmentally controlled sex determination. So, this is the picture of Bonellia, and where the proboscis and where the male gets attached. Everything is clearly given here. And other metabolic reactions also plays role in sex determination. So, other metabolic activities like body condition all plays role in major role in sex determination. So, that is determined in pigeons, doves, etc. So, high metabolic rate produces male potency, development of male bird, and low metabolic rate determines female potency. So, other main example is temperature determining sex. So, during a high temperature it produces certain individuals of certain sex, and during low temperature it generates or leads to the development of another sex. So, all these factors comes under sex determination, so which plays a main role. So, apart from other reactions, the main role played by genes, chromosomes, hormones, environmental temperature, all these paves way to sex determination. So, thank you.